Cycling for seniors in Cambridge.
Bike riding. It's not hard to get a used bike these days. I got one here that doesn't have any gears, and to get it to stop you have to pedal backwards. Anyway, it's lovely on the trails. As long as you got a helmet on, maybe a little water, you can ride for miles. You can take your time, you can stop and eat, you can stop and do some squats, but it sure is a great way to get healthier. This is the rail trail from Galt, Cambridge, to Blair. I decided I wanted to incorporate cycling or bike riding into my workouts, so I didn't want to spend the thousands of dollars on a new bike, but somebody told me about a store in Guelph. It's not really a store, it's a warehouse. It's on the Cambridge side of Guelph. You can look it up in the internet or in the Ask Your Friends or something, but this store or warehouse has got about 1,000 bikes in it. Most of them are used and have been rejuvenated. The guy that runs the place knows a lot about bikes, and I said to him, I want a bike that doesn't have any fancy gears on it. I don't want any gears, and I want to be able to stop it by pedaling backwards, so I don't want those fancy brakes. I don't want any of that fancy stuff that's going to break and then I have to pay money to fix it. So he brought out a couple of different ones. I tried them and I instantly fell in love with the bike I've got. And sometimes if you're lucky, you'll see wildlife. White-tailed deer. He sees us. There he goes. So the trail came out of the forest back there. There's where it came out of. There's a spot there for you to sit down and have a drink, and then it goes along this highway for a kilometer, but at least there's a trail, and then you end up in the safe zone again in Blair.
The oldest tree in Cambridge is the bur oak on the Blair Flats on the right-hand side as you're biking along that little strip between Galt, Cambridge, and Blair, the busy little highway strip.
I'm in Blair now, and the trail is now the Galt to Berlin rail trail. Berlin was the old name for Kitchener. And the Grand River, which flows from the north down through Blair and Cambridge and on to Brantford and Lake Erie, is right there. So the trail's still well maintained and a joy to ride. I'm going to stop up ahead for a little water break. But there's lots of wildlife, lots of beautiful birds. Sometimes we spot a heron or an egret, and there's a nest on the other side of the bridge there on one of those hydro wires poles for an osprey. But I don't see any birds today. Well, a few out there, ducks. This is the Bob McMullen Linear Trail, which is in Preston, Cambridge, and it's going to take us all the way to Galt, Cambridge, along the Speed River. And here we go. The river is ahead. One of the most unique things in Preston on this linear trail is a farm. Yep, it's got the animals and it's right in the middle of the city. And you wonder why the bylaws allow them to do that, but they do. So I'll show you the farm just up ahead here. A lot of willow trees along the river here because willow trees love water. So where is the farm?
Growing Hope Farm is located in Preston along the Speed River in a residential area, and it's one of a kind. It's very unique, and it's there to help city people learn about farm life and how important it is to have farms. This is Sarah with her pigs.
So I'm here where the Grand River meets the Speed River. Speed River, Grand River. And I'm having a little water break and I might as well do some squats. So I sit down on the bench, I stand up. Sit down, stand up. Sit down, stand up. And I don't do it too fast, and I do as many as I feel like. Okay. Now I'm going to try to do a pull-up, but I can't even reach the stupid bar. I can't pull myself up. But when I hang like this, legs and feet pulling my body down and with my arms holding onto this bar, it gives my spine a break. And you can stop when you want and have a look at the action on the river. It looks like it's so shallow that those guys are trying to get their canoe over the rocks, but the kayak is flat on the bottom, so she's doing a little bit better. But there they go, heading down toward Galt, Cambridge, where I decided to leave the trail that's hugging the river and see some of the houses in Preston here. Some of the homes along the river are quite unique, and on this side of the river, the east side of the Grand River, there's a limestone ridge that's quite high up, so these homes get quite the view if you build right on the river's edge, like that one. And then there's a couple more here. They're very private. They're back from this road a little bit. Lots of trees, and then they're right on the cliff, the limestone cliff. The river's below, about 20 feet down. But this one up here is my all-time favorite. You can't see anything except the garage door going in, and the house faces the river. Privacy plus, and well landscaped too. My favorite. Now we're on Coronation Boulevard, and that's a boulevard right there between the two highways, one going south, one going north. That's why they call it Coronation Boulevard. So this Coronation Boulevard joins Preston and Galt, which are two parts of Cambridge. There's Hesper, Preston, and Galt. Hesper is the smallest in the north where the Speed River starts, and then Preston is in between Hesper and Galt. So there's the golf course. And then we have our famous Cambridge Hospital, which they've added a new wing to over the years here in the last recent times. And then up ahead, we're going to be able to go down to the river's edge again. And that's where I'll show you my favorite high school. Here we go again, down to the river's edge. Well, we had a branch come down in the tornado, which happened a week ago, and it fell right on our path, but we managed to get by. And We're at the river's edge again. Oh, there's the trail coming along. The trail comes along this way, hugs the river, and heads to the downtown of Cambridge. And we have this Grand River and the train bridge that crosses over. This is a popular train bridge because it's going from London, Ontario to Toronto, and it goes right through Cambridge. And so there's a train passing. I hear one coming. There's a train passing by here a lot. And the kids that lived on that side of the river, to get to high school, which is right there, quicker in the wintertime, they would cross that river. Here comes the train. Across the tracks from that side of the river to this side where the high school is, and the train comes, what do? Start to run? I doubt it. We're in the downtown core of Cambridge at the dam with the train bridge behind us and the path. And you can see the church steeple. And this building right here at the dam is called the Mill Restaurant, and it's a great place to eat. Oh, I can see two church steeples. Very beautiful, quaint downtown Cambridge, Galt. We're going to travel along the river again, past the School of Architecture. We're right in the downtown core now of Galt, Cambridge. The river's to my left, just beside the church there. And the trail is up ahead. I'm following my wife. She's got the white shirt on and the blue helmet. Make sure you have a helmet on when you're riding your bike. This is our one and only fountain. They put a giant tree there for Christmas and decorated it. So this is the School of Architecture, the Waterloo School of Architecture. Waterloo is north about 10K, and they put their School of Architecture facility right here in downtown Galt, Cambridge, right beside the river, right beside the trail. So you see a lot of university students here. So there's the trail up ahead, and it'll take us close to the river again. A lot of this trail that we went on today, bike trail, was away from the traffic, but some of it wasn't, so you have to put up with that when you're on a bike. So here we go. This is the trail hugging the river in downtown Galt, Cambridge. Very pretty, no matter what season it is, but especially in the summertime. And they have the odd bridge that is a pedestrian bridge that you can walk across to get to the end. And the last part of the ride today is through some of the streets, and they're doing some construction up ahead. So that's it. Oh, I forgot to mention it. I live on a hill. Cambridge has a lot of hills. I happen to live on one. It's probably the highest one in the whole town. And sometimes, in this last little leg of the bike ride, since my bike hasn't got any gears or brakes or anything to make things easier, I have to get off and walk and push my bike up the hill. So you might be like me. You might have to get off sometimes, walk beside your bike, and push it up the hill, like I'm going to do right now. There. So that wife lady of mine, she's got the white shirt on. If she was smart, she'd get off too. Let's see if she does. she sometimes rides her bike up as far as the lion there, hiding in the bushes. See it straight ahead of her? And then she gets off and walks up the hill. This is a steep hill. And sometimes she tries to show off. And she does have gears on her bike. Let's see what she does. I think she's showing off today. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you get yourself a bike, and I hope you go riding. And if you've never ridden a bike, it's time you learned. It's very, very, very good for your whole body and mind. So, is she gonna make it? I think so. Over and out.